Warm-ups because of the injury to Slater. That time, no communication. They were able to get there with rushing forward.
And that punt by Scott will be stopped, but he stepped on the line. I believe it's loose. You can see the fight for it right there. Taylor, Jasir Taylor is the one, but I think it looked like his foot was on the goal line. A flag has been thrown. The ball is at the 3. Did he save it? We got a lot going on here. And
there is a lot going on.
Carl Jeffers is going to have to weed his way through. By the way, that sack by the Raiders shoved, at least in the opinion of the Chargers, them out of field goal range. And no, his foot was, I think
he
initially,
got rid of it before
he
went in.
I think so too. So he was not on it. He stops the ball, didn't touch it, then he's out. But the ball is fine right there, and it will stay at the 3. But the flag is on the field at the 15. And so you can see here there's a lot.
There's a lot to discuss
to
right
unpack.
There.
Yeah. These are the times that you sit up here in this booth, you think, if only Gene Steratore could visit with us right now, because if I could rub the magic lantern, we'd get Gene to come in here and help us as they try to decipher.
They got to decide if his feet were touching the goal line, which we've seen he hasn't. But he was the first to touch the ball after he went into the end zone, came back out, but then he reestablishes himself in the field of play. And then the flag at the 15-yard line or 16-yard line. So now a lot going on right here they're trying to figure out. And still figuring out.
And still trying to figure it out, yeah.
And now let's go talk to Coach Harbaugh and find out what he wants to do. So it must be either a penalty or violation by the Raiders. Well, they're talking to both sidelines.
So he was clearly in the green when he touched the ball. Then it went away, and that's when he hit the goal line. For instance, had he had his foot on the goal line and hit the ball, it would have been a touchback, and it would have been to the 20. But Taylor got there so quick.
And then there's a flag.
Yeah, and then
it was thrown away from where the ball even was.
But it must be a fairly complicated thing because they've spent a lot of time with both coaches.
So I think they're trying to decide if they take this penalty to make it 4th and be 4th and 4.
Yes.
Then you could either go for it on 4th and 4, or you could try the field goal.
Block in the back. Number 25 of the receiving team.
Colson.
The ball was subsequently touched by the receiving team, and the kicking team recovered the ball. Therefore, the foul must be enforced from the previous spot. 10 yards, replay, 4th down.
So they'll punt it again. So watch the block in the back, and this was by Richardson. 25 for the Raiders right there. DeCamry and Richardson.
Clearly a block in the back.
And now they're going to go for 3. That's how big that penalty was. So, Gene, we've seen what they came up with here, and let's bring you in quickly with your interpretation.
Yes, Kevin, what Carl Jeffers was saying, because of the illegal touch, the enforcement of that penalty, if accepted, would have gone back to the previous spot, which they opted to do, as opposed to taking the result back at what would have been the 3-yard line, because there was no illegal touch in the touchback area. Would have been a down punt there at the 3, so they've opted to take this and now attempt the field goal.
So a huge break for the Chargers, who get the penalty. The sack before by the Raider defense pushed them out of field goal range, but the penalty puts them into field goal range. It is 4th down and about 4. The ball is at the 33. This is a 51-yard field goal to get on the board by Cameron Dicker, who has made 18 consecutive field goals. Has had one of the best years in the NFL this season, and he will miss it. Wide left. His first miss in 19 kicks. We stay scoreless. 5:03 in the first.